Part 2. This is one of my photographs that when my bags were returned, they were so happy. They wanted 3 of my photographs. Now, the day before, no one believed what I had. Now, can we have 3? No problem. This came out now on the 23rd, August the 23rd, 1981. Local man finds lensman film. Photographer to proceed with venture on book. That was from 1981, people. And here I am in 2011, still proceeding. I've been on a long bloody walk, mate. Here it is. And it's Debbie again writing. Now I've got to tell you something. Along with this, where is it? When I got this today, there was a note attached to it. And I will read you the note before I read you the next article. It says, "Hi Lindsay, here are the copies requested. Glad to hear your name again. Hope you are well and happy. We survived the horrendous Joplin tornado you may have heard about, but are on the mend now. Regards, Debbie Woodard." Now, the same lady who wrote this story 30 years ago, she's still working at the Joplin Globe. And I'm going to meet her soon because everything is for a reason and for a purpose. Here we go. Lindsay Donald returned to the newsroom of the Joplin Globe around 8 p.m. Saturday, toting a worn brown satchel. The briefcase was brimming with negatives, and his face with joy. Do they know what joy is? Well, I know what joy is. Rasta. He had lucked out. It wasn't luck, and I keep believing the symptoms when people talk about luck. Nothing is luck. We create our own ensemble, our own hemisphere, so we create our own luck. It is not luck. You create it. You don't have bad luck. You place bad luck on yourself. Okay? Rasta. A day earlier, Donald had come to the newspaper with nothing but a cigarette in his hand, a meal and lodging tickets from the Salvation Army, and an air of despair. After coming off the Interstate 44 ramp onto South Main Street on Friday, he had stopped for lunch, leaving his baggage beside the road. Now, it was because I had a bit of baggage, and where the interstate was to where the restaurant was, it was a bit of, so I left it there thinking, look man, I'm in Joplin, nobody's going to trouble my bags. But it really wasn't a question of that. My bags were picked up because the person who picked them up thought that they were abandoned. And that was how really the case of my bag came to be missing for those 24 hours from me. I will continue. After coming off the Interstate 44 ramp onto South Main Street on Friday, he had stopped for lunch, leaving his baggage beside the road. While at Ed's Dairy Cream at 424 Main Street, his baggage had disappeared, and with it had gone his clothing, his passport, and some valuable negatives. A story about his plight appeared in a Saturday edition of the Globe. Donald formerly worked as a tour photographer for reggae musician Bob Marley. On the negatives that were thought to have been stolen were the images of the late Marley and another reggae musician, Mr. Peter Tosh. The manager of the restaurant sympathized with Donald, gave him $5. He gave me $5. I like that guy, Ed. And took him to the Salvation Army, where he received tickets to get him a change of clothes, a night's lodging, and a meal. When Saturday morning arrived, Donald did not know where to go or what to do. If he left town and his baggage turned up, how would he ever find out? And besides, he only had a few dollars. But as the young native of Jamaica was pondering his situation while walking back to the Salvation Army, A Joplin resident who had seen his story in the paper pulled up nearby. She and a friend told him they would try to help him, and they took him to their house. They would try to help him find a job if he wanted to support himself here for a few days to see if his luggage was found. But that was not necessary, for while they were discussing what to do, Donald's belongings were being checked in at the Joplin Police Department. Donald called the newsroom at the Globe about 6 p.m. Saturday to say that he had a place to stay for a few days. He would hope that somehow his stuff would turn up. Another caller asked why the story in the Saturday edition said Donald things were stolen. Because they reported to the police as such. It was explained to the caller, but the caller said the baggage was turned into the local police. And Donald found out that when he checked back with the police Saturday night, Doug Taylor, a Joplin resident, turned Donald's bags in about 2 p.m. Saturday. Police said Taylor explained that he saw them unattended at the side of the road and picked them up to try to locate the owner. I just give thanks, you know, Donald said Saturday night. I just give thanks. And with that, he provided a stack of pictures he printed from the negative that had been returned to him. Oh, by the way, they thought I really couldn't print my pictures, so they showed me their darkroom, and I printed them their pictures, and their eyes nearly popped out of their heads. Rasta. Anyway, I still love them. Donald says he will stay in Joplin for a few more days to cool off a little from the road. He had been hitchhiking from New York to Los Angeles, where he hopes to submit his photographs for a book about Marley's life as a world-renowned artist and his death on May 11th of brain cancer. Donald says that in his future travels, he will remember the lesson he learned in Joplin. Look after your property. That an honest person saw that Donald got his belongings back and that he met some people who wanted to help him. Donald says were blessings of Jah or God. And it is, because when that 24 hours that these negatives were missing, it was when I saw a void. I actually saw a void. You know, everything, because I had been to Africa previously, the trip to Africa didn't really mean nothing anymore. Because Africa was a preparation to do this book. And that was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. We're in November and we're still searching for enough people to make commitment for this book. People talk about they can't make a commitment for something they cannot see. I don't really want to deal with those kind of people because they are negatives and they will sap my energy, our energy. They are duppies and we are conquerors of duppies. I don't need duppies around. If you're a duppy, fly, flee, go. We all need to come together because this book is going to prove the logic and the philosophy of sharing. On your Facebook page, you see something funny, oh God, you share it. Well, now that is sharing something insignificant. This is significant. We got to share this because it's so significant for that I'm sharing it with everyone out there. Okay? We still have 8 weeks. I have to stop leaving the I and belong to we now because I have now about 7 or 8 very good Facebook friends who are now involved in this project. They know who they are. It's a bit early for me to say who they are, but they're working very diligently in trying to see this book come to reality and manifest, because it will. There is the spirit of Bob, it has been with me ever since, okay? And it's not going to go until the book is in our hands. I would really like everyone to think about it. It's an investment. And by the way, when you make a pre-commitment, I am not asking anyone for any money at this moment. We don't need any money. We just need 2,000 committed, positive people say, when the book comes out, I want a copy. Because when the book comes out, you're getting the copy. First of all, you're getting a 60% discount. Also, we're going to have 5,000 books printed. 2,000 of them will be given straight away to the people who made a pre-order. It would leave 3,000. Those 3,000 will be sold, and amongst those 2,000 who did make their positive commitment, we will share whatever profit the rest of the 3,000 made. So in a way, you're getting two things. You're getting a book, and you're also going to get back a little bit of money that you actually put in that pre-order to make that pre-order copy. This is the way that Bob actually said to me that this is the way it's going to work, because that is what is called one love. I don't really want anybody posting nothing on my page about Bob if they're not really into this, because you know, they're like fly in the night, fly by night. They're not really real. I'm only dealing with real people now. And if you're really real, you really think about this, okay? Respect, Jah love, I love everyone. One love.